Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I wanted to talk about scrapped Left 4 Dead content. For me personally, one of my favorite types of videos out there is scrapped content videos for games, because it's always nice to know what could have been, and maybe even ask for these things to ever be implemented into a game one day, because sometimes these do. And I really want to tell you guys about some of the stuff that was in the Left 4 Dead series that ended up getting scrapped, because some of the scrapped content in Left 4 Dead is actually quite cool, and you guys might actually be really excited to hear some of the stuff that could have been, and if not, may be, because with things like mods, we can actually get some of these, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm going to be going over some scrapped Left 4 Dead content, and I hope you guys end up enjoying. If you do end up enjoying today's video, as always, I would tremendously appreciate if you guys could drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff, because that way you can tell YouTube you want to see more videos like this, and they will recommend them to you, and then my channel will get more recognized, and it's a win-win for everybody. I tremendously appreciate it, guys. But yeah, so let's talk about some of the Left 4 Dead scrapped content. Now, I am getting this personally from the Left 4 Dead fandom.com, or the wiki. I'm going to be linking this down below in the description so you guys can read it for yourself, because I'm not going to be going over every single thing. But this is a very up-to-date, in fact, it's actually post-Last Stand update post, so you can actually be able to find out a lot of the stuff that is implemented in the game, even from the Last Stand up, because some of the stuff did get implemented. But yeah, guys, let's talk about some of the stuff and describe basically what was some of the scrapped content. So let's talk about the survivors first. And keep in mind, this is a mixture of Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. So I'm going to be talking about the Left 4 Dead 1 crew and their original models. So this is actually a photo of Lewis, Francis, Zoe, and Bill from the Left 4 Dead 1 beta. This is originally what they would look like. Now, I can tell you this, they look significantly different from their current versions, because this is the current Left 4 Dead 1 crew and their most recent finalized photo, and you can see they are vastly different. Lewis and Francis especially look very different compared to what they look in the final game. Zoe just looks younger, and Bill looks kind of more, I guess, more stereotypical military. It's very funny to see how far just the characters have come in terms of how they look. So yeah, I'm going to briefly brush over them real quick and describe the thought process, what they did when they were making these models. So let's talk about them. So Bill underwent only small changes during development. The only differences in the beta and the appearance to those finally used are a olive drabbed colored hoodie, dog tag, a black military assault vest, and a US flag, longer beard and hair, and black gloves. That is very interesting. It seems like Bill definitely does have the most similar look to his current model. Next is Francis. Francis originally had a slightly longer black hair and beard and appeared overweight. His vest was denim instead of leather, and his original design was likely reused for the Midnight Riders. I can see that definitely. Lewis had short curly black hair, a thin beard with a goatee, and a bandage on his forehead. He wore a brown jacket plus a yellow undershirt and blue jeans. In early 2008, Valve added a bandolier with a shotgun shells with a hood. His original backstory cast him as a manager of an electronics store, which may be referenced to the movie Shaun of the Dead, which that I honestly think is kind of a cool Easter egg if that's the case. Zoe's appearance underwent significant changes during development. Zoe originally had longer hair, a pink hoodie, different colors were tried including yellow and blue, with a ammo chest webbing, tactical gloves, khaki brown baggy shorts, white with reddish pink striped legging stockings, boots with the logo Punk PUNX in the back, and knee pads. Zoe's facial features were the last of the survivors to be finalized, and before their final iteration were more angular, and she looked like a young woman around 25 years old instead of a teenager. She also had another voice actress. Her character was to have a nonsense romantic relationship with Francis. Holy crap, that would have been a very much different Zoe than the one that we have today. Wow. It's a good thing that we got the final Zoe. That's good to hear. Alright, next thing is going to be the infected. So, the Boomer. Originally, the boomer was to just simply explode, causing damage to nearby survivors and alert the horde to be able to attract them to kill the survivors. And there were similar abilities that got implemented to other scrapped infected and stuff like that I will also go over to in a little bit. The boomer's bile was originally meant to be red instead of green. This later got scrapped and changed. The boomer had different groaning and alert gurgling sounds in the beta. These sound files are still existing in the game, but you were unable to play them in any media player. The hunter has unused animations of him actually hanging upside down. It is unknown how this was supposed to be done in-game, as no pre-release footage shows the hunter doing this. Yeah, this is actually a photo of him doing this. Apparently, I heard rumors that the hunter could actually hide up on roofs, kind of like a bat, and he could jump onto you this way, which is just crazy to think. So, yeah, the hunter actually is very, very, I guess, OP in the old build, because being able to hide on the roof is just ridiculous. I cannot imagine how OP the hunter would be in that case. He also had the ability to lunge, too, also as well, which is crazy to think. The smoker also got changed. Originally, the smoker was able to puff out smoke at will, and he was able to end up sneaking up on the survivors, and his tongue originally was able to pull a lot faster, but survivors could shoot during the whole entire time, and he did not have the ability to drag if he was above you in terms of an elevated surface. Okay, that sounds very interesting. The tank, not much is known about the tank during development, but pre-release screenshots and some footage shows the tank threw rocks much faster and slower running speed during the development in 2007. Yeah, I've seen this. There's actually unused animations of the tank, and you can look this up on YouTube. I might throw a video down below in the description if I can find it. But yeah, the tank actually could throw multiple rocks at once and faster at the expense of running slower. And that basically made the tank OP. Like, when I watched the gameplay, he essentially picked it up, and as soon as the rock was immediately formed, he'd just throw it, and it would be just as accurate as it would be any other given time. Crazy to think. Next is the witch. Now, this sounds the most broken, and personally, this makes the witch a lot more terrifying. Originally, the witch was going to attack the whole entire group of survivors when startled. However, this was cut from the final game because it was deemed too difficult. Yeah, I can see why that'd be deemed too difficult. Like, Valve, I have no idea why you would genuinely think that that'd be fun. I'm glad you scrapped that. I'm so glad that she only will attack the specific person that pisses her off. Because, can you imagine playing on, like, a veteran playthrough or, like, a legendary playthrough on expert mode, and you're playing and somebody accidentally startles the witch, or you have a griefer especially, and then all of you automatically die, and then you have to start that whole entire chapter over again, especially on something like Hard Rain. Like, can you imagine if this was brought over to Left 4 Dead 2? Can you imagine playing Hard Rain and that if anybody startled the witch, you all automatically would die? Something like that would be literally busted. So yeah, they scrapped that. And originally the witch actually was going to have black hair and black clothes, but this got scrapped for pale green. Now this is also very interesting. So now we're going to be talking about some other stuff here. So we have actually got cut special infected. There was originally a special infected that got cut called the Screamer. The Screamer was actually supposed to be a similar concept to the Boomer, and basically he would scream and give away your position, alerting a horde to your position. So this was later implemented and made into the Boomer, because originally the Boomer was not made for Left 4 Dead 1. He was actually one of the first few ideas. So the Screamer originally was supposed to be the Boomer equivalent. So before the Boomer, it would basically be a guy in a straitjacket from an insane asylum. You can actually see a photo that I got from a Left 4 Dead YouTuber called Wild Such Gaming. And this is kind of like an idea of what he was supposed to look like. He was basically a dude that would be in a straitjacket, see you, and run away to try to find an area to scream, alerting a horde. But they scrapped this and made this a Boomer instead, because they didn't want people to have to chase down the special infected. So yeah, I'm glad that that was the case, because I can see how that'd be very annoying very, very fast. And apparently his screams were supposed to be something along the lines of either the hunter or the jockey. And he was originally scrapped in 2005 or 2006. There's also sounds for a zombie dog, but these actually also got remade into the hunter screams as well. That is pretty crazy to think. Imagine infected animals. That'd be really, really weird. Originally, the pipe bomb did not have the ability to attract infected. You would actually throw it, and it would just act as a simple hand grenade. There'd be no lights, no sounds, no nothing. That would pretty much make the pipe bomb useless. Bile bombs originally used to affect your teammates. You could actually grief your teammates by throwing a bile bomb, and it would actually get your teammates. This basically would be scrapped later down the line due to it being too similar to the boomer, basically. You would basically be a griefing player, and you act like you and the boomer for your team. That's just nuts to think. Now, this is also a scrapped version of what Coach was going to look like in Left 4 Dead 2. Now we're getting into the Left 4 Dead 2 content. This is really funny to see Coach being literally the most stereotypical thing you can imagine. There was scrapped concept of the jockey ended up being naked for a skin texture. That would be very horrifying considering that the jockey is already fucking creepy as it is. Originally in Swamp Fever, the hanging charger that was in the first chapter was originally supposed to be a boomer instead. That was actually kind of interesting. I did not know that. Two scrapped weapons in the game were actually originally a flare gun and a riot shield. The flare gun is referenced actually via Virgil's boat interactions when you're actually on like something like Hard Rain, which is crazy to think. And then you can actually end up summoning a riot shield if you use mods / the command console, which is pretty cool to think. This is actually something I found funny that was kind of interesting for Dark Carnival. According to sound files, the survivors, mostly Nick, were going to argue with a driver who has the Midnight Riders tour bus to pick them up at the end of the Dark Carnival finale at the concert. The concert was the same except that the driver smashes through the door and picks them up. So instead of being evacuated by a helicopter, you would have the guy driving the Midnight Riders bus, which would be very, very interesting to see. I do like that concept. In fact, I've actually heard those exact quotes from Nick. I don't know if I can reuse them, but they're definitely there. And then this is actually some other things as well. These are actually just scrapped special infected ideas. And for me personally, I don't know what you would call these. I'm just reading them by their code names. But there is scrapped concept art, which is just this thing. This looks super menacing and super cool. I've heard that this is supposed to be something that like was similar to the Spitter. It would be a zombie that would actually spit out rats, and they would supposed to attack you. Then there's also Meat Wall, which is supposed to be a hybrid of a boomer and a tank, and this thing was supposed to be like a mini boss equivalent. I can see that. There is Claws, which is, I guess, supposed to be similar to a jockey or a hunter. And then this is actually one of the scrapped animals again. There's actually a Hellhog, which is supposed to be another animal zombie that was supposed to attack you around the map. Basically, in summary, this is the juicy stuff of just some of the scrapped Left 4 Dead content that's been throughout the series. There is other content, obviously, more, like, you could go on and on about gun animations and being more specific, but that is the main juicy parts of the scrapped content about what you guys could have expected back in the day. But yeah, it's just crazy to think how that some of these things were also implemented into the game, and some of these are also brought back in the form of mods. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys ended up enjoying, and if you did, please, as always, definitely consider dropping a like, comment, and subscribe. It's always tremendously appreciated. I'll always let you know when I'm able to upload another video next. But yeah, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed another YouTube video from the most unique YouTuber you're ever going to see. Peace out, guys.